TOS-1A heavy flamethrower system. The full name is TOS-1A, also known as Buratino, was designed to destroy enemy personnel and equipment in fortified positions and concealed shelters. The distinctive feature of the Buratino lies in its unique power and its ability not just to destroy shelters, but to literally incinerate everything around it. However, like any weapon, it has its weaknesses. This is not just an attack machine. Its thermobaric shells create a volumetric explosion effect that spreads and covers a vast area, making it especially dangerous in any combat zone. Such a system is designed to suppress entire fortified lines, turning them into a blazing wasteland. But despite its power, military technology continues to advance, and adversaries are developing methods and tactics to destroy such dangerous systems. And this road here is the infamous Road of Death, where the TOS-1 Buratino was destroyed. There's wrecked equipment everywhere. It looks grim. Let's get back to the TOS-1. Facing off against the TOC-1 is always a high-stakes game. Any misstep, any mistake, and the enemy can exploit the Buratino's weaknesses. For example, one of its vulnerabilities could be its insufficient side and rear armor protection, making the vehicle more susceptible to attacks from drones, anti-tank missiles, and artillery. Modern drones, for instance, can strike from above, targeting weak points in the Buratino's defense systems. In this way, the system risks either being hit by return fire or even captured as a trophy, as seen in this video where Ukrainian soldiers seized an enemy TOS-1 and began using it effectively against Russian forces. It looks incredibly thrilling. Hollywood special effects pale in comparison. The Russians often use this weapon on small towns where civilians live, sparing no one and nothing. Here's a clear example of how an FPV drone costing just a few $1,000s can destroy a heavy flamethrower system worth $3 to $6 million. The drone literally chases down the vehicle and strikes directly at the rocket battery, triggering an enormous detonation. In slow motion, it looks even more impressive. Notice that the vehicle's crew watched all of this from a distance, witnessing the spectacular and terrifying sight with their own eyes. But Ukrainian scouts stay alert and quickly locate another TOS-1. Tracks show it already fired a volley and was stationary. An FPV drone carrying powerful explosives takes to the air. The drone operator skillfully guides it directly to the target, resulting in a massive explosion. It looks epic from different angles. Just look at that. Almost nothing remains intact of the vehicle. And here are some archival footage from winter, where we can see a downed TOS-1 Buratino. Sometime later, it detonated gradually. And then, like a volcano erupting, it exploded under pressure, scattering numerous burning fragments around. After a brief break, the drone operator is ready again to easily take down another TOS-1 Buratino, worth $15 million. Next up, a 120mm mortar enters the fray, raining down over the field like a relentless storm. It hits various targets, but its main focus is the Buratino. Each mortar shell whistles louder as it descends, ending in a thunderous blast that shakes the ground with the deep rumble of artillery bombardment. Despite already being heavily damaged, the mortar team continued their work, each subsequent round precisely aimed at the remnants of the Buratino. With every hit, they ensured that the once formidable machine was thoroughly neutralized. During reconnaissance, yet another MLRS, readying an attack on Ukrainian forces, was discovered attempting to hide among the trees in a forested grove, which explodes like a New Year's firework, launching rockets in all directions. But Ukrainian soldiers aren't giving any respite to the Russian MLRS, launching drone after drone, leaving no room for escape. But their attempts are futile after the drone hits directly into the rocket battery. The vehicle catches fire, but still keeps moving for a while, until explosions erupt, sealing the fate of this MLRS for good. The Russians have started using the TOS-1 mostly at night, since it's easy to track and destroy during the day, especially given that it operates just 5 to 7 kilometers from the front lines. Here we can see Ukrainian soldiers using thermal imaging on their drones, maximizing their effectiveness at night. The operator aligns the drone and prepares for a direct strike on the target. Success! A massive detonation follows. Drone operator executed the mission flawlessly. Here's another clear example of how this heavy flamethrower system operates. And here we have its spectacular destruction. This video truly captures the atmosphere. The struck Buratino resembles a searing fireball, exploding and releasing fiery shrapnel all around. It seems to shine brighter and brighter, ultimately detonating due to the thermobaric munitions on board. These are the footage of the destruction of the Buratino multiple launch rocket system using an anti-tank missile system. The anti-tank missile system, invisible and deadly, waited for its moment, lying in wait behind a hill. The operator pressed the button, and a dull sound echoed, like a thunderclap. The missile, fired with precision, pierced the air, leaving a bright trail that disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. The hit was accurate. The missile penetrated the armor of the Buratino. Then another flamethrower system was hit. And here is the TOS-1 with a protective grid. So they've started reinforcing their combat vehicles to prevent them from being destroyed. As you can see, did not help. And the final defeat of the TOS-1 by HIMARS, with a precise hit, scattering hundreds of thousands of tungsten fragments. The vehicle is completely destroyed, with no chance of recovery. Thus, the Russian TOS-1A turned out to be not so lethal, with rather mediocre area coverage and a dangerously risky average target engagement range for the system itself. Despite the destructive potential of its munitions, it is difficult to find a place in modern warfare. Here you can see an interesting moment. An aerial reconnaissance team spotted a TOS-1, which quickly left its position right after launching a rocket salvo. Thanks to this sighting, they also detected another tank hiding in a nearby building. Both were destroyed by a precision strike from above. Here's another TOS-1 advancing toward its position for an upcoming strike. However, an Ukrainian FPV drone intercepts it, skillfully overcoming intense electronic warfare interference. Despite the jamming, it manages to deliver a direct hit, ultimately neutralizing the vehicle. Under the relentless heat, the shells inside the Buratino detonated one after another, creating a cascade of thermobaric explosions. A misty cloud of fuel rose into the air and ignited, as if an entire field of battle fireworks had erupted at once. The heavy armor shattered into pieces, soaring into the sky like glowing fragments of a massive salute. And here we have another instance involving a thermal imaging drone that drops munitions on the multiple rocket launcher. This causes a massive explosion. Additionally, nearby, another TOS-1 was spotted, which was methodically targeting the Ukrainian drone dropper. These are rare shots of a drone flying close to a target that is launching rockets. The destruction of the flamethrower system didn't happen immediately, but it was ultimately successful. Here are more clips from a nighttime drone. Where after a single hit, the vehicle takes to the air, leaving only traces of smoke behind. And these are fascinating images of a drone dropping an anti-tank mine TM-52, which proves to be very effective in destroying enemy equipment. Technologies are constantly evolving, being modified and refined, instilling more and more fear. Another multiple launch rocket system was hit on the move. After which a recovery vehicle drove out to assist. However, scouts quickly relayed the information, allowing them to hit both.